Hello, everybody, and welcome to yet another episode of the Brent Mukai podcast. It is me, your host, Brent Mukai, voice actor, improv trainer, entertainer. How are you doing? You sweet Mukaleles, all of you sweet Mukakis, you League of Extraordinary Brentlemen, you Brentologists, you Brentomologists, all of you ologists. What's going on? It's me again, Brent. Is that a surprise to you? Huh? Were you expecting someone else? Were you expecting someone else to crash this podcast? Just talk about themselves? Maybe their name's Charles. Maybe their name isn't Charles. Maybe their name is Stefan. It's nuts. How crazy would that be? I wouldn't betray your trust like that. And I'm a little sour that you would even imply that I would take a random person and let them be me and pretend to parade around as Brent on this podcast. Fuck, I'm having a day. I'm having a day, y'all. I'm having a day. Day started. Had a 10:30 a.m. Improv training with the woman who teaches the keynote speaking, Amy Ayub, for those of you who are curious and maybe are in Vegas and want to take training about keynote speaking. It's a cool, interesting field. It's like TED Talks and shit. This woman who I adore, who has helped me get more jobs, who was the reason for the accounting job that I got last week, like 1 week ago. Dude, yeah, I taught one of her keynote speaking classes. The thing is that the class is at the voice actor studio, and I had a class there at 6:30 p.m., which I'm just now getting back from. I came back home. If you're noticing, this episode is coming out late on Friday night, because I ended that class, Amy's class, at noon, right, at 12 p.m. I ended at 12 p.m. and didn't have class until 6:30 p.m., to which I needed to be there at 6 p.m. So I said, oh, that's 6 whole hours. I can do a whole bunch of this shit, right? I can get all of this stuff off of my list of shit that I need to do. And I did none of it because in the studio, we were at the studio, and the owner of the studio, Melissa, was there. She's my mentor, my voice acting coach, somebody that I hold truly dear to my heart, who has made so much of who a part of who I am now as Brent, the freelance voice actor, improv trainer, entertainer. Like she developed my business skills and learned me some shit that I needed to learn, and she is launching a podcast soon, which I will not divulge the details because she's keeping it hush-hush. She's been keeping it hush-hush, but her and another worker at the studio are launching their podcast, so she said, hey, do you want to hang out? We're going to be testing some of our equipment and all that stuff. I said, yeah, sure, I'll chill for a little bit. And thought, okay, cool. I woke up late this morning. I woke up like at 9:30, 10-ish. I live like 5 minutes from the studio, so I didn't have time to go grab breakfast. I didn't grab breakfast. Luckily at the studio, there was a big tray. Amy always makes a nice big tray of like just the best shit. Just like cheese squares and like squares of cheese and like finger foods and like meats and all this shit. And I partook, in the morning, and I was like, okay, cool. I have enough gas to go for another few, and I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I sort of had a hard time sleeping, so I maybe got 5 hours, yeah, about 5 hours of sleep, maybe 4, just from lack of sleep, I don't know. I just had, my mind was racing. I had a lot on my mind. For the class today, for Amy's class, I wanted to do some improv games and test them in different ways because they were mostly like out of 16 students, I'd worked with 13 of them. So I wanted to bring new games, new improv things, and talk about some new talking points. So I was developing it last night, and I got really excited. I have this bad habit of getting really excited about something and then staying up late because of my excitement for it. And that happened yesterday, and I didn't get a lot of sleep. So I thought, okay, cool. Noon will come, and I'll have time to knock out some of this other shit on my list, right? Do the podcast for sure, afternoon podcast. Get a bite to eat, maybe even take a nap. 6 hours, that's a lot of time. That's a lot of fucking time to do some shit. And I end up just hanging out at the studio because I love it. There, it's like a passion to just be there is amazing. I love the studio. I love the people. All the people that showed up, I was so fucking happy to just see and chat and boom. There's an audio producer in town. There's like a dude who came by and he was, just coming to hang, and she said, yeah, he's coming at like 2. Do you want to hang out until 2? I was like, yeah, let's fucking talk. Let's chat. She's telling me about the podcast and all this stuff, and I'm giving her some tips and thoughts and, a lot of shit that I've just learned doing this podcast. And then David showed up, who works for one of the big agencies in town. He's an audio producer for a place called R&R, and he sends me auditions. He booked me on like a really phenomenal fucking gig for the Las Vegas, I can't remember the name of it, LVHCA or some shit. I don't know what it stands for. It's like the tourism committee or community or something, and it's on the radios here, and I still haven't heard it, but whatever. It's up. He gave me the opportunity to audition for it, and I got the job and got a nice fucking paycheck and a few extra jobs from there, and he keeps sending me stuff. So I said, yeah, David's coming. I want to say hey. I want to say thanks. I want to, just chill. And he came by, and then a couple other people came by after that, and it just turned into a whole fucking day. And the next thing I know, I have still not eaten yet. I'm just picking at cheeses and meats, just like finger cheeses, like finger cheeses, finger food type shit, like shit that you'd find on a toothpaste. I'm just picking at it, and I still haven't eaten fucking substantial food. And it's 6 o'clock, and people are rolling up to the studio for the class, and now I'm like, oh fuck. So I teach the class 6:30 to 9:30, and I'm just doing my shit. It's like I'm just full of energy because I love it. I love teaching that much, and I love improv, and I love helping people understand how improv connects and sharing my love of all of it and how it connects to voice acting and how much of what we think are our problems aren't really our problems, and how we have to have more self-awareness to diagnose what's really going on in a situation to be able to remedy it when we believe that we have drawbacks, right? So all this beautiful stuff that I teach in improv, in those classes specifically, and really any corporate class, I'm kind of teaching self-awareness and communication and all that shit. But I love teaching it at the studio too, because it's like, oh, cool, yeah, these are my people, like the voice acting stuff and how it relates, and then it is just one extra layer to the how it relates to life, how it relates to how we communicate and talk and just generally live. So fuck, dude, like it was great, fun ass class, loved every minute of it, couldn't be happier. Then suddenly it's 9:30 and I'm leaving and I'm shooting the shit and cleaning up, and I leave and it's like, 9:50, 9:45, and so I say I'm going to go get some chicken wings. Come back, it's to my apartment, it's 10:30, and I'm like, fuck, I still haven't done the podcast. I still haven't done it. And if I take, 45 minutes to an hour to do the podcast, then if I eat first and then do the podcast, it's already going to be past Friday. So if you're watching on YouTube, which if you haven't watched any of it on YouTube, like, look me in the eyes, like come to YouTube and just look me in the eyes and you'll never want to not look me in the eyes again, because I have vulnerable, just magical, I have hungry eyes right now. Remember that's a hungry eyes. I have hungry fucking eyes because I'm just looking at I'm looking at the screen right now. You can't tell, but I'm looking at the screen, and I'm looking at right in the background, right there. That's my fucking chicken wings, and I still haven't eaten them yet. And I haven't eaten anything all day. I've just been slamming cheese and meats, like cheese squares and meat roll-ups, like little tiny meat roll-ups. Oh, fuck, dude. Like, I'm dying. But delayed gratification is the name of the game. And I thought, like, do you seriously think that I can't hold off delaying my gratification of those chicken wings? Do you seriously think that I'm doing this podcast and all I'm thinking about are these sweet fucking garlic parmesan wings? Do you really believe that I am talking and I'm mad and I'm angry that I'm here talking to you instead of eating these fucking wings? Is that really what you think? You really think that I'm upset with you right now, and that I wanna reach through the microphone and grab your fucking whole head and just bop you on the head a couple times, and say, go to sleep, and I just put an arm around your neck and go, shh, go to sleep, right? And then I go eat my chicken wings, and then the thing is this. There's a common trend. I for better or worse, I'm a lot of times my what is the word? My procrastination manifests itself in the guise of helping somebody. Because if I am going to go help somebody, then I am like, well, helping this person's more important than fucking doing this other shit, or, you know, being a part of this is going to help me in the long run for this, so maybe I can work some shit around. So that has its benefits, but it also has its drawbacks. And the truth of the matter is that I want to help other people, and that sometimes looks like staying at the studio for 6 hours to hang out and be like, okay, cool, here are my thoughts on podcasting and social media in general, and let's talk some business stuff, because I am a teacher there at the studio, and I'm so grateful. I'm basically at the point where I'm so fucking grateful to be at that studio and to be a part of it and to be teaching the classes there and to have the opportunities that I have and to do the things that I do there and to be ingratiated into not just the family of being a student there, but of being part of the family behind the scenes there, and so trusted and so just loved that I fucking this is 6 hours of my time where I would have normally wanted to take a nap or gotten a bite to eat. It just flew by, and I didn't feel hunger. I didn't feel tired. Now it's all kind of catching up to me, because I'm like, fuck, I'm looking at these fucking chicken wings. Also, there's a big spread of other foods that I can't fucking eat there because Amy brings these huge trays of just snacks. There's just cookies and muffins. Oh my fucking God. There's lemon squares there. There's fucking lemon squares. And that's like one of my favorite fucking desserts. I love tart desserts. It's one of my favorite fucking things in the whole world. And I didn't eat anything. I didn't eat any of it because I'm doing keto still. Still doing keto. I've lost about 20 pounds or so since I started. About 20 pounds or so. I don't know the exact weight because I still am using my fucking stupid electronic scale. Anyways, these lemon squares, these cookies, all this shit's just looking me in the face. We keep it until the night class, the improv night class that I'm teaching, and people are picking at it and eating little bits, sure, here and there, fine. I'm picking at a little bit of cheese and whatever, cool. And then it comes time to leave, and it's me and my engineer. My engineer's also on keto, but he doesn't live with anybody, so he's like, you gonna take any of this? And I'm like, I can't eat any of it. And I'm like, oh, Fuck, but my roommates can, I guess. So I take the big tray and I put all of the bullshit foods I can't eat on it. Like we dump the fruits and the meats and cheeses because it's like, we can't salvage that shit. Nobody's going to be eating a day-old, slice of a bagel. Somebody might, but like, really? That's not the shit. I know the good shit. I was eating that good shit a month and a half ago. So I take all the fucking cookies and the muffins and all these fucking, the lemon squares, and I put it on a plate. I put it on this giant fucking Tupperware thing, and it's just like, there's like 20 pieces of lemon squares. Like, there's just so much of it, and I bring it fucking home, and I'm just hungry as fuck. I bring it home. I don't eat any of it. Bring it home. And now I get to know that my roommates will enjoy delicious fucking sweet, sugary foods that I love and will never eat again. Never is a long time. That I will not eat again in the near future. I'm wanting to stick to keto. Why did I do this to myself? I feel like somebody reached inside my asshole and punched the outside of my stomach, or the innards of my stomach, and like my stomach is just, you know what I mean? Like it just kind of came out a bit and now I have stomach blue balls. Like, I feel like blue balls, but with my tummy. Is that a thing? Tummy blue balls? Tummy blue balls? Can I say Tommy Blue Balls? Sounds like a fucking gangster name. He's old Tommy Blue Balls. Yeah, see, it's Tommy Blue Balls. Whatever you do, don't look at his blue balls. He just always has like those like meditation balls that you spin around your hand. Tommy Blue Balls, they call him. I don't know, boss. Tommy Blue Balls is coming around. Tommy Blue Balls, you say? Oh, God. Well, we can't be sticking around here. Get up your mug and come over here. Hey, it's me, Tommy Blue Balls. What's wrong with you lot? I'm not good at improvising on an empty stomach. That's apparent to me now. Or maybe a fairer assessment is I'm not competent at improvising on an empty stomach when I've taught my second improv class of the day and it's fucking just like, oh. And I've just been, I was at the studio for like almost 12 hours. Like, that place, I swear to God, that place gives me strength and energy. Melissa Moats, Troy, her husband, like all those people, all of these wonderful people in my life, they just give me fucking energy. I love it. My roommates give me energy. I love them. That's why I brought them all that fucking food. I can't eat all these fucking good snacks. I'm so upset that I brought it home. I shouldn't have brought it home. Why did I do that? Why did I do that to myself? I'm at the point now, right, where I just know I'm not gonna fucking cheat on this diet. Like, I just know I'm not. While I'm doing keto, it's not gonna happen. So, like, that isn't always the case. Like, the first 2-3 weeks, crucial. 4 weeks, the month, you know what I mean? The first time I dieted kind of heavy, it was like the first 4 weeks was the crucial part. And then once I was over that, it just got easy. So even as hungry as I am, I didn't even reach for any of it. I wasn't even tempted. I was just like, fuck. Yeah. I'm keeping it. So it's like less, now that it's a habit, right? There's actually a great book called The Power of Habit by a dude named Charles Duhigg. And in it, he outlines how it takes about a month to develop a habit, and once you're in that habit, it gets, you're not even using it or expending willpower anymore. It's just a habit for you. So I've now developed the habit of not eating sugary foods and all that shit. So, God, I'm looking at these wings. Anyways, it's a good class. It's a great class. Two great fucking classes, dude. Like, you can't, like, I wish you could be a part of these classes. Like, I wish you could see what it's all about. I'm going to move the camera a little bit here. My head's getting a little me. There we go. Yeah, I wish you could see these I fucking love teaching these classes, and I love, because I've taught my fair share of improv classes to people who are interested in improv, and it's a very different beast from doing corporate gigs or doing gigs where I'm relating the improv to a specific other field, right? So how does improv affect your voice acting? How do we break down improv to make you better at communication in a corporate setting? Like that's the minutia of detail that makes it different enough for me that it keeps it interesting. So I'm always constantly trying to crack this nut that I'm never going to crack. Maybe that's the wrong word. The second I said it, it made me laugh. Crack this nut. Like, it's just like, and each class is different. Even if I have the same people or similar people from different classes, having them all interact as one, the entire class becomes different to me. Like, and I'm seeing it, and I am improvising the way that I'm approaching it, the way that I'm going, because, you know, sometimes classes have more questions. Tonight's class was more curious and wanted to talk more. Other classes, I'm just go. Yeah, we get it. No questions. Boom. We're just hitting one thing after another. Boom, boom, boom. I fucking love that style too. Man, I just love teaching. I love teaching this. I love doing it. Like, it's a part of me. I think there's a lot of teachers who get into teaching for reasons that they maybe think that they want to be a teacher, or maybe they got inspired by a teacher or something like that. But if you don't have it in you, dude, like if you're not, like, I learn new information now, and I'm always looking at how it relates to how I can turn it into something I share with a class. Like, that's how it goes now. I learned yesterday, a dude named Chris Voss, the FBI top negotiator, for years now. He does public speaking, keynote speeches, and I learned something really fucking cool. Like, if you've never gotten value from this podcast, this is just me telling you this is going to bring you value. He basically said that the number one way to negotiate with people, the number one thing people are looking for is, one of the number one things people do is they say no. Right? So if you can phrase your question in a way that allows them to say no to it, and you get what you want by them saying no, you win. Because most people aren't able to distinguish, right? So, example, rather than saying, hey, would you be willing to cover me? Or, hey, would you be willing to do this for me, right? Changing it ever so slightly to, would it be absolutely crazy if you did this for me? That's why people don't say, would you like to purchase new insurance? And now if you listen to the woke salespeople, they'll say, are you satisfied with your insurance? Because the second that you say no, and your first answer is to say no, I'm not completely satisfied with my insurance. And if they can get you on that hook of no, oh, I'm not, right? Because people's first thought is no. It's so prevalent. The no is so prevalent that the second that you say no, it opens up that conversation. And people feel like they have more control saying no than they do saying yes. So I guess what I'm saying is that in improv, you're taught to say yes, right? Yes, and that's the primary rule of improv, and people need to be taught that, because we're not necessarily always agreeable, right? Our first instinct is no for a lot of reasons, and so now salespeople are using that as a tactic to turn it around on us and make us say no to their advantage. Right, and one of the biggest things he outlines is Ronald Reagan's speech before he gets elected. The last debate that Ronald Reagan had was he turned to the cameras, turned to the audience, and he said, I want you to ask yourself something. Are we better than we were 4 years ago? Is this country better? Are we going into a place that you are happy with? Is this blah, 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 blah? All these questions that honestly people are going to fucking say no to no matter how good the fucking years were. Are we better off than we were 4 years ago? A lot of people are going to say fucking no to that because the people are focused on the negative stuff. So he goes through this whole list of questions. I want you to ask yourself these questions. Are we better off? Is the country better off? Are you better off? Are the people you love better off? And then he goes, if the answer to any of those questions is no, I'd like you to vote for me because I can change that. And making people focus on that negative of things aren't better than they were before, much more powerful. Much, much more powerful, right? That's why negative ads outweigh positive ads in political races. That's now making sense to me and clicking, is because people would rather not vote. I know who I'm not voting for, right? Than go out and vote for the person that they actually like. And so they're using that same mentality. I know who I don't want, right? I know who's no. I know, right? Interesting shit. Let's look at the Twitter news, shall we? Let's go to Twitter. Let's go to Twitter news. Twitter news, shall we? Twitter. Yes, Twitter. Am I saying that correct? Twitter. Oh my God. The actor who portrays Samuel L. Jackson's mother in Glass is younger than him. At Dave Chensky informed people that Charlene Woodard, who plays Samuel L. Jackson character's mother in M. Night Shyamalan's Glass, is actually younger than him. Jackson is 70 and Woodard is 65, but others pointed out that her casting is consistent with that of Unbreakable, which came out 19 years ago. That casting is consistent with that of Unbreakable. Wow. You know, and that seems like that seems almost like a fucking honestly, it seems like a diss on whatever her name is, Miss Woodard, Charlene. That seems like a diss on her, but honestly, Sam Jackson just like looks timeless as fuck. Like he still looks like he could be 40 something. Like in certain angles, no, but a lot of places he still actually kind of looks like he could still be like 40 something. And it's literally not anything that you can't fault her. I mean, and they're trying to make the character younger, right? And Sam Jackson's playing younger characters everywhere because he just looks like a fucking young dude. Looks like a young fucking dude. What are you gonna do? A lot of people. What are people saying? She was in a scene in Unbreakable, so she's looked older than him for, I don't know, 25 years? Is that when Glass came or Unbreakable came out? So she was in the original movie. She wasn't in the fucking... It didn't make the cut. I guess it was a deleted scene. So I'm glad that her scene got deleted in Unbreakable. Now, at 65, she can fucking go play the mother and reprise her role. And they could have easily just gotten somebody else, but they didn't. They chose her. Good for her. She got a paycheck. I'm happy. Let's move on, shall we? Let's move on. Arianna Grande accused of ripping off Soulja Boy. Princess Nokia and 2 Chainz on 7 Rings. Okay. First of all, who the fuck cares about Soulja Boy anymore? I don't know who Princess Nokia is, and is 2 Chainz relevant? Question mark? I thought he was not relevant anymore, but who knows? This feels like a ploy. This feels like a ploy by Soulja Boy and 2 Chainz. Excuse my ignorance on Princess Nokia. She might be big right now, but I'm not. She's not big to me. Like, so I'm just like, it seems like 3 people, 2 of which have fallen out of favor, and one who is not as big as Ariana Grande are blowing this up so that they can get attention. That's what it fucking seems like. Let's see. Upon the release of her new single, some fans accused Ariana Grande of ripping off Soulja Boy's flow from his song Pretty Boy Swag, while others suggested the song's video stole from 2 Chainz' Pink Trap House aesthetic. Rapper Princess Nokia later joined the fray, accusing Grande of stealing her flow from the song Mine. Nokia was then accused of ripping off the artist Kali Uchis. Everybody just calm the fuck down. That's it. That's all. Everybody just calm the fuck down. Why are you calling out Ariana Grande? It's because she's huge. It's because she's gorgeous. It's because she got that ass surgery, I think, or whatever the fuck it was. And, I don't know. Soulja Boy said he was the most influential rapper on a Wednesday and had Ariana Grande rapping in a Pretty Boy Swag flow on 7 Rings by Friday. I mean, who the fuck cares? If you're Ariana Grande, right, how do you respond to this? You just say, everybody calm the fuck down. I'm doing my own shit. And then, this is coming from me who hasn't heard the song. But, dude, rappers will, I don't know, dude. The flow, really. It's not like she took the actual fucking words and repeated them on a whole nother thing, right? It's not like she took all of your best punchlines and now it's the fucking... at least that's not what it seems like. Like, maybe 2 people just accidentally created something that sounded similar. Maybe Ariana was listening to some shit and she didn't, she subconsciously was like, oh, that's a cool flow. And subconsciously she had it on the fucking background, or she was just listening to it and she thought about it and she's like, oh, I should write this for this thing. And boom, like, that's stealing a flow. That's fucking stupid. That's really fucking stupid. And stealing a Pink Trap House aesthetic from a video, fuck you. Like, I'm sorry, but it takes way more to execute a video and do all this shit than people realize. Like, that's the whole shit with all of these people coming out saying, oh, these people are comedy thefts and all that shit. Like, relax. Sometimes some shit happens and you don't have, like if it's blatant, right? Like Carlos Mencia, fuck that guy. He was stealing people's material and then doing it in front of them before bringing them up on stage. Like, that guy's a dude, fuck that guy. Seriously. He got too big for his own britches and then fell hard because he got high on his own supply, and there was a part of him that I think wanted to get caught. Like, why else would you do that? Why would you publicly display to the person you're stealing from that you're stealing their fucking joke? That's fucking stupid. And that's so egotistical. I can't even empathize with that. That's because you're stealing people's livelihoods. And you're taking their fucking... You're stealing their material. And then what? And you're benefiting straight from it. You're benefiting straight from their materials. Taking somebody's exact shit and just ripping them off because you're bigger than them, that's the worst. Right? Ariana Grande flowing like another rapper by chance. Especially in a time when every fucking rapper just raps exactly the fucking same. Get the fuck out of here, dude. She's not stealing your words. She's not stealing that shit. Or at least that's not what this article is about. She could be, but that's not what this article is. She stole my flow. What the fuck does that mean? What the fuck does that mean? Like your flow is like how many different types of flow are there? Like, nobody raps like Eminem. Nobody raps like Snoop Dogg, right? Soulja Boy's fucking flow is so, just got replicated so much, and people were all doing that same fucking shit. That's why he fell out, because he was like, oh, my flow is Soulja Boy and I'm a hoe, let me go. That's not fucking original. That's not big. And then Princess Nokia, if you're accusing her of doing that, then guess what? You probably sound a lot like fucking Soulja Boy. Is anybody addressing that? That if it sounds like she ripped off Soulja Boy and Princess Nokia's flow, those two sound awfully similar, I bet. So that's fucking stupid. How are you going to do it? It's just because she's big and you're not. Get over it. Get the fuck over it. Whew. God, I'm pissed. I'm just mad. I'm just mad because I am hungry. Oh boy. A Nancy Drew movie produced by Ellen DeGeneres is just 2 months away. The trailer for the movie premiered on Ellen on Friday. Nancy Drew and the Hidden Staircase stars its Sophia Lillis is set for release on March 15. Oh, God. Well, this puts me in an awkward position because now I have to reveal to you all that I read Nancy Drew. I read Nancy Drew as a child. I had a crush on Nancy Drew. I wasn't reading it. And when I say a child, I mean like a child. I mean I was like 8. I was like 7 or 8. And I know all the boys read Hardy Boys. I liked Hardy Boys, but man, whoever drew those pictures of Nancy Drew on those fucking things with her hair the way it was, fucking hot. You piqued the interest of a young man. I was a Nancy Drew fan. Come at me, internet. Nancy Drew. Like I think my mom was I'm pretty sure I was gonna turn out gay. I think that or maybe even my family, maybe my whole family. I think, I don't think that they were necessarily worried that I was gonna turn gay. I think that they not worried, but rather the better way to say that is they had bigger issues to deal with than if I was gay. Like, I don't think they would have cared. I had like a lot of mental issues growing up. I didn't a lot of mental, social, a lot of fucking issues. And so I read Nancy Drew and I fucking fell in love. And now the qualm, right? Here's the rub. I have a crush on Nancy Drew, childhood crush on Nancy Drew, but now the roles are reversed. Nancy Drew, right? When I was 8 or 9, reading these books about a fucking 17-year-old girl who was solving mysteries, and I thought that it was really fucking hot. I was like, wow. When I grow up, I want to marry Nancy Drew. Now I'm grown up, and I'm 29 years old, and they've cast a 17-year-old, so I'm like, ooh, that's hot Nancy Drew, hot-ass Nancy Drew. And I'm like, oh, fuck, they cast the girl from It. Like, how old is this girl? Let's see. What is her name? Sophia Lillis. I don't think she's that old. She doesn't look that old, but if she's like 21, I'll consider it a fucking win. She's 16 years old. Jesus Christ. She's got an old look to her. That's the rub. That's the rub, people. And I don't mean that in a sexual innuendo way. That's the fucking quandary that I'm in. Is that it's like, fuck, 9-year-old Brent. It's like, ooh, Nancy Drew, she's the coolest. Love Nancy Drew. Ooh, she's hot as fuck. Like a 9-year-old would say. And and now I'm 29. I'm about to be 30 years old. I'm a grown man. I'm just like, I cannot go see the movie. And I can't be like, oh, I have a big crush on Nancy Drew. And people be like, the 16-year-old girl on screen? I can't fucking do that. You couldn't just I thought the original Nancy Drew was older. I thought that the original Nancy Drew was like 21 or something. But maybe it was my 9-year-old mind thinking like, if you're 17, you might as well be 35. Nancy Drew age. She's a 16-year-old high school graduate, and in later versions, she's aged to be an 18-year-old high school graduate and detective. Oh my god, that's gross. I was 9, and to me at 9 years old, 18 years old, or maybe 16. Because 16, I read the old Nancy Drews. I didn't read the new ones. I didn't like the new pictures of Nancy Drew. It felt like when when they did like the revamp of Nancy Drew, I didn't like the pictures, and that was what had drawn me. But 16 years old, when I was 9, 16 years old to me felt like 25. You might as well have been 25 years old. That's young. That's young kid stuff. That's the way it is. That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. I want to eat these wings. Dip them in some blue cheese sauce. Fuck. Okay. A couple more. Then we'll do some other stuff. But yeah. How really, really wish, right, that Nancy Drew was not coming out, and I wouldn't have these conflicted feelings. It also brought up some memories of those times on several occasions where I was reading Nancy Drew as a child. Like, I can't believe that I didn't like that. I'm like, how many boys? Please let me know that I'm not alone, because I feel alone. That's all it is. I feel really alone. That I feel like a weirdo that I read Nancy Drew. I'm gonna get no comments, no love on that. You read Nancy Drew as a child? The fuck were you thinking? Okay. Let's see. What is one more big piece of news? I saw one that I thought looked good. Netflix says Fortnite is a bigger threat than HBO. We compete with and lose to Fortnite more than HBO, Netflix said in a letter to shareholders Thursday. There are thousands of competitors in this highly fragmented market vying to entertain customers. Netflix fears Fortnite more than HBO. Okay, let's see. According to Netflix, HBO is less of a threat than Fortnite. Yeah, no, HBO, who the fuck is... I mean, you're watching Game of Thrones. Maybe they make another Band of Brothers, whatever. This is a few more years before HBO is folding. Like, HBO was a... I don't know, but they do have HBO Go, so... but they're not going to be getting as much money from HBO Go as they would have with HBO, because, like... Man, how much did HBO cost, and how much did people enjoy HBO because they could stream movies and all that stuff? Now you're just like, come watch Game of Thrones, and like, who isn't willing to just steal one show? I think people are willing to steal one show. The genius of Netflix is now it's like people aren't willing to steal like 5 shows they enjoy, and Netflix just has so much good programming. Like HBO's dead. HBO's dead. They sunk all their money into film rights when they should have sparked while the iron was hot and fucking bought up just a bunch of HBO original shit, seeing that the tide was going to turn and that TV wasn't going to be big, and now we're here. And now Fortnite, a fucking game made in Korea or whatever, is a bigger threat than HBO. HBO is not going to be a fucking threat unless they start changing, unless they invent Fortnite 2. HBO is going to fucking die. Sorry for those of you who like HBO. After this is the last season of Game of Thrones. The fuck else are you going to watch on HBO? Like, who... Like, I can't name a single other HBO show. Yet they're tossing around all these movies like that's going to fucking matter in another 4 or 5 years. You should have created it, HBO. You could have been Netflix, but you didn't. You were a dinosaur and you fucked up. And you didn't pay any credit to Netflix when it was rising, and now they're the big fucking shit, and you're not even as fucking competitive as Fortnite with a Fortnite fucking dance. Who's seeing the Game of Thrones dances that people are doing, huh? Nobody. It's all about those fucking Fortnite dances. If you don't know what Fortnite is, then maybe you should get in your 1980s DeLorean time machine and travel to 2019, where where Fortnite is probably one of the biggest fucking media sensations of all time. And Netflix is afraid of them. Or maybe they're not afraid. They're just fucking more afraid of them than HBO or other streaming services. I wouldn't be afraid of HBO if I was Netflix. I'd be afraid of Hulu more than HBO, but everybody's like, no shit. Everybody's sitting there like, no shit. Anyways, I have a few would you rathers that I got sent in by my good friend Thomas Bailey. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you so much for listening, as always, and thank you so much for taking a little time with these would you rathers. Let's see. Okay. Would you rather bathe in a hot spring so that you smelled like sulfur all the time, or bathe in a water tower that was ambient temperature but your body funk got into the drinking water? Ooh, fuck. That's a good question, because I'm fucking over people in both of these scenarios, right? So the real question is, would I rather do I care more about the way that I will present myself to people, right? Because I'll smell bad, or the way that people will be affected by me being in it's like, bathe in a water tower. My body funk got into the drinking water. If I could 100% know that I wouldn't kill anybody by bathing in a water tower, I'd do that. I'm in a job where I'm constantly being looked at, and people are looking at me for a reason to not to not hire me again. Like, whether they know it or not, they're like, people are looking for, or in a more positive light, people are looking for good reasons to hire me. So I want to give as few reasons to not hire me. That's the best way to put it. I'm trying to give as few reasons to not hire me as possible. And smelling like sulfur, that's going to be hard to get out. That's just farts. That's straight up farts, everybody. If you've never smelled sulfur, straight up farts. Now, if the farts, if I can somehow cologne myself or Febreze myself to get those farts off, it won't be a huge thing to anybody. Fine, let's do that. But my job kind of depends on me not smelling like smelly fucking farts. So my livelihood is on the line here, people. My livelihood is on the line. If I found out that my funk would kill people from the water tower, which I can't see happening. I can't see that happening. I bathe in the water tower. They don't have fucking Brita filters. If you're not filtering with Brita, or just buying your shit straight out from the store's fucking water, like press the button and 3 gallons of water comes out. Do you really deserve to live? Do you really deserve to live? Huh? Is that really? Okay, cool. And let's do one last thing here. Let's do my my patented improvised commercial. Let's see what the commercial is going to be about today. Vegas attractions. Let's do that. Let's see what the fun stuff is, huh? Things to do. Exotics racing. I haven't done any type of exotics, so here we go. Push exotic cars to the limits as you drive on a real racetrack, or ride shotgun in a drift-ready Corvette Z06. Professional racing instructor included. Come down to, what the fuck is this called? Exotic racing, where we have all of the cars that look like an alien manufactured them. That's right. We got Corvettes. We got other Corvettes. And we got the Corvette Z06. That's a lot of different cars. They come in different colors, like midnight gray and lime slushy green, and also just red. So come on down and book a time. Book a time where an instructor will teach you how to race a car and drive a car really fast, almost like you've never driven a car before. All the sarcasm and passive aggression is yours for no extra charge. So come on down to Exotics Racing, where you can feel like you have a humongous penis. I'm talking to you, Daryl. That's right. I know you got a small peen. So come on down to Exotics Racing, where the girls are chomping at the bit to get a piece of your sweet Corvette D06. That might be one of my favorite improvised commercials ever. That might be one of my favorite, just of all time. And if your name's Daryl, I'm sorry. I'm sure you have a large penis. Unless you don't, in which case, come on down to Exotics Racing. All right, I love you all, you sweet Mukakis, all of you Mukaites, all of you sweet Brentologists. I'm going to eat some wings, go to bed, wake up tomorrow, have a rehearsal from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Show starts on Wednesday. I'm so fucking ready to just eat and fall asleep right now. Prepare for a 12-hour day tomorrow. Anyways, thank you, seriously. I got a little nippy on this one, a little upset. The food pangs. I blame it all on food pangs, but I hope you realize that it isn't geared towards you. I love you, and I appreciate you listening to the podcast. Thank you so much. I still can't believe people are listening. Let me know. Drop me a line. Brent Mukai, BrentMukai, about what you're thinking of the podcast, how you think, maybe if you have an idea of how I can improve. Send me some news articles. That's great. Send me some news articles of shit that you maybe find interesting, that maybe I'll find interesting. I'm thinking about adding some educational type content on here so that it's not just pop culture news. I'm wondering if that's something of interest to anybody. I might just try it next episode, but hit me up, BrentMukai, across all platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, everywhere. Find this podcast everywhere podcasts are made. If you could leave me a review, I haven't asked for a review in a while, so if you could leave me a review on the whatever podcast platform you're listening on, or even just a review on my Facebook page, maybe just a like, I would super fucking appreciate it. Thank you already. You are the reason why I created this podcast and continue doing it. So yeah. As always, deeply appreciative. Love you. Mwah. I'm Brent Mukai, voice actor, improv trainer, entertainer. Yeah, it rhymes. Get over it. Peace.